All right, time to go live and talk a bit about what you need to do or what steps you need to think about when creating a content marketing strategy for your business. Now, content marketing is definitely the latest craze when it comes to marketing your business. If you're looking to attract ongoing organic traffic to your business and turn those people into leads, then you need to get your head around content marketing and understand some of the steps that you need to take to create an effective content marketing strategy. And so today, what I want to do is I want to break that down for you a little bit and help you understand what some of the steps are in making sure that your content marketing strategy is effective and going to attract qualified leads into your business, because that's really what it's all about. Now, if you think about, the first thing to think about is to think about who it is that you help and what problem it is that you solve. So ask yourself that question: who do I help and what problem do I solve? Because this will then guide you as to what type of content you're going to be creating. Because if you understand, who it is that you're targeting and the problems that they're likely to have, then you can create content that is more likely going to be or resonate with those. It's going to be relevant, and it's going to then generate relevant leads for your business or relevant traffic to your website or wherever it is you're trying to drive this traffic. Content can take on many different sort of variances. There's everything from written content, so you can think about things like a blog post would be a relatively well-known and standardized piece of content that you'd be familiar with, all the way through to things like YouTube videos, or it could be content that you put into other people's blog posts or in your EDM, email marketing, or on your website, but you just or on your social media channels even. So you just got to think about where you're going to be posting this content, what type of content you're going to make. The best way, I think, for you to be able to understand what it is that people are looking for is, once you know who it is that you help and what problem it is you'll solve, is then go to a free tool like answerthepublic.com. Answerthepublic.com allows you to do a quick search using a couple of keywords that you think your particular target market might be using when they're searching on the internet, or if you think that's the problem that you solve, for example, you can put that into answerthepublic.com, and it will then come up with a stack of different ideas that you can use to create your content. And in fact, just using that one tool, you can use it for free for a couple of searches a day. So just using that one tool, you'll be able to come up with enough content for yourself for the next year if you needed to do that. So first of all, start off with who it is that you help and what problems that you solve. You can then start to look at what type of content you're going to make. So, once you've got the content titles, which is what Answer the Public will do, it'll give you, for example, you can put in, you can put in a search term. Like, for example, let's say that you're an insurance broker. You can put in the insurance search term life insurance or car insurance or home insurance, for example, or business insurance. And then Answer the Public will give you a whole bunch of different ideas as to how you can title your content. So it might say things like, what type of life insurance should I get? How much should life insurance cost me? What types of business insurance should I have? And these are all the questions that Answer the Public goes and finds off of things like search engines like Google, and it these are the most popular searches, and just gives you an idea as to some of the content that you can create. So these just give you sort of titles for your content. Once you've got your titles, then you've got to decide what type of content you are going to create. Are you going to do blog posts? Are you going to do videos? Are you going to do a podcast? Are you going to do social media posts? What is it that you're going to do, for your content? And when you do this, it's a good idea to think about, not just one particular type of content, but how can you repurpose one and turn it into other things? So, for example, a lot of people that do a podcast will then take the audio from a video, for example, and then put that into their podcast. So it's not actually a separate piece of content that they're creating. They may be creating a video first, stripping out the audio, putting that into an audio podcast format. Then what they might do is get that transcribed with a transcription service like rev.com. Which is a great service, about $1 something a minute US. And then they'll get someone to edit that up into a blog post that then goes up on their website as a blog post. And then what they might do is take excerpts from that blog post and create social media posts, email marketing pieces, other offers and things that they can distribute across the internet in different ways. So when it comes to creating your content, although you might think about what type of content you're going to create, also think about repurposing that content, because once you've got the content, it is much easier to repurpose something you've already created than to create a new piece of content. So something for you to think about there as well. The next thing to think about is what channels are you going to publish on? So once you've created your content, and then you work out how to repurpose into many different things. Then you can start thinking about what channels you're going to put that on. And for example, you might be thinking, well, if it's social media, I'll just put it on my Facebook page. But of course, there's all sorts of different channels that you can prepare that content for. It could be TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Google My Business, you name it. There's a whole bunch of things that you could use. If it's video, are you breaking it up into for Instagram Reels, maybe even little TikTok videos? Is it on YouTube? Are you putting it on your website? Are you sending it out in your email database? Are you guest blogging even on other people's websites with this content as well? So you can start to think about what other platforms are you going to put it on. So when it comes to creating content, there's no doubt that it's a very powerful strategy for generating leads in your business. And so I'll just quickly sum it up again. The quick steps for you to do: number one, work out who it is you help and what problem you solve. Number two, go to something like answerthepublic.com, do a quick search, and download a file. It'll allow you to download an Excel, I think, or a CSV file of all the different ideas. Take those as your headings, and just clean up, delete the ones that you don't want or that are duplications. Next thing is then decide what type of content you're comfortable creating. If you can do video, do video. Video has the highest level of engagement when it comes to the internet. And it's also the easiest to then take and repurpose in many, many different forms, because if you start with video, strip the audio out, voila, you've got a podcast. Do the transcription, voila, you've got a blog post. Do the blog post, take the excerpts, voila, you've got a whole stack of social media posts. So, from one piece of content, there's a lot that you can do. Now, having said that, besides just doing the content that is helpful, solving a problem, the second type of content that I would really highly recommend that you do is some sort of authority building content and what we call social proof, and that is things like case studies or testimonials for your business as well, and mix that into your content. And then the third type of content you want to be thinking about is what we call CTA content, or call to action content, and that is where your content is asking somebody to take action and do something. Okay, so this could be like a lead magnet for them to download. It could be a webinar for them to attend. It could be a discovery call to have with you. And so, you want to have a bit of a process. So you're not just putting free stuff out there to educate people, but you are also then helping to reduce the resistance with some sort of social proof or testimonials, etc., case studies. And then you've also got some content that is also going to invite people to meet with you and turn them into a customer. All right, so there you go. So when it comes to creating a content marketing strategy in your business, there's a lot to think about, and I would say do not put your foot on the accelerator until you're really clear about what your strategy is going to be. Decide, exactly what all your topics are. For example, all of these topics that we're doing, in our content, they're all decided for months in advance. And what it means is it's very easy to stay consistent when it comes to content creation. The number one reason people fail with a content marketing strategy is because they do not prep well enough in the beginning, and it means that the work, gets overwhelming as they go throughout their content creation phase, and then they give up because it's an uphill battle. So make sure you spend a lot of time in the prep, in the pre-planning, deciding on all those things that we've just run through, and then it'll make it really easy when it comes time to put your content together and distribute it. Alrighty. Now, having said this, if you do want help putting together your own content marketing plan for your business and even understanding even deeper. So Answer the Public is great. That's a free tool that'll give you some ideas. What we do is we actually have a tool that allows us to really deep dive in and have a look at not just, how your website is performing, how your competitors are as well. And this helps us understand how most of the traffic is getting you to your competitors' websites. And we can then use that information to help you learn how to create better content, because if it's working for them, it'll also work for you. You just got to do it better than they are. So I'm going to invite you to book in for a discovery call with me to have a chat about your digital marketing strategy and, of course, your content marketing strategy, and see if there is something that we can do to help. We're just going to pop something down in the chat box for you now, a link for you to book in to my diary. It's a 15-minute call. 3 quick things we're going to do. I'm going to learn a bit about who you are and your business, and understand a bit more about who it is you help and what problems you solve. The second thing I'm doing is I'm going to lift the hood, have a quick look under the hood, and I can usually find 1 or 2 low-hanging fruit and give you some ideas on what you can do really quickly to get some results. And the third thing I'll do is, if I think there's a good fit, if there's an opportunity for us to help you, I'll book you in for the next session, which is a much deeper dive session called the Digital Marketing Roadmap session. And that is also complimentary, but only if you qualify. And the only way to find out if you qualify is to book in for the discovery call. So the link is down in the description. I look forward to having a chat with you and helping you with your digital marketing soon. See ya.